Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome to Freebeat, where I post new music-related content every single day. So if that sounds good to you, hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell. Let's get started. So today we've got the Teenage Engineering OPZ as well as the Arturia keystep. The keystep is controlling the OPZ via this Type-C to Micro B connector right here. And my girlfriend and I just finished watching the TV show Gravity Falls for the first time ever. Now, for a long time I wrote this TV show off as just a kid's cartoon and thought it was, silly and didn't even give it any attention at all. And wow, was I wrong. If you haven't seen it, I highly suggest watching it. It's not only very funny, but it might be one of the smartest shows I've ever seen. I know that I've never seen this much attention to detail in any TV show, live action or animated. You can go back and there is just so much detail and small things, and the continuity is insane. And it's only 2 seasons, but there was everything was like written beforehand. So it's crazy concise, and everything is just perfect. It's pretty much like a flawless show. I really recommend it. Anyway, the reason I'm talking about Gravity Falls is I thought it would be fun to try and sequence the theme song on the OPZ today. So let's go ahead and get into that. Tempo-wise, it's at 160 beats per minute, but I think we are going to cut that in half and go down to 80 beats per minute. That's just going to give us a little more room to work within our 16 patterns. So it's kind of this like spooky rock kind of theme in D minor. It's a really, really cool, catchy little theme song using some pretty simple music concepts that are just really well implemented. So let's go ahead and start with the drum part. The intro is kind of a so for that, let's get a hi-hat. Let's just go 8th notes across the board here. Those should be 8th notes. Yep. And a good thing to note is that the pattern will have to happen twice. So that's good to know here. Let's go to our snare drum. Ooh. I don't know which hand clap I like better. That one. That one. So let's play this in here. Quantize it. Remove the click. And now for the last ones, I want it to go da 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 da. So we're going to fill these in right here. The 4, the E of 4, and the of 4. And then we're going to hold shift. We only want them to play the second time through this pattern, so we're going to select those steps. Use this step component on the end here. Make sure number 2 is flashing. Release shift. And now watch what happens when we play. See, it skipped over them. Now. Cool. Now we're going to do something similar with the kick drum. We are going to go right there, those last 4. And what we're going to do is hold shift, select all 4 of those, and use that last step component again. And we're going to do something a little more. The last 2, we're going to add another step component. We're going to hit this double trigger step component, make sure 2's flashing. Now let's listen. Cool. And yeah, that's pretty much the drum intro. Let's go ahead and go to the chord track here, which this already might be on the chord track. Yeah. So the melody for the chords, or for the intro is... it's high A there. So I'm going to go ahead and play it in first, and then we'll go ahead and tweak the sound. So let's go ahead and get this. We need to set this to 2 measures long. Now let's go ahead and try this here. We're going to quantize it. Cool. Now let's mess with these chord settings here. Audition some different engines. I do like that first one. So let's go ahead and play with some of the parameters. That's pretty good. A little more release on there. Okay, so now let's go on to pattern 2 here. Let's get our main drum pattern. I think we're just going to do 4 on the floor, which in this case, I believe, yep, since we cut the tempo in half, is the equivalent of 1/8 notes on the grid here. Awesome. And during the song, there's the main melody, there's this kind of guitar-ish sound that's like kind of, and it's just kind of strumming along. And the OPZ has a hard time with strumming instruments. So what we're going to do to make up for that kind of sense of rhythmic push, is just use hi-hat on the offbeats. So there's our hi-hat sound. We're going to do it on offbeat 1/8 notes here. Then, whoop, missed one. What we're going to do is we're going to hold shift. We're going to select each one of those. We're going to use the double step component. There we go, just like that. Then we're going to go into our snare drum. Since we used this hand clap for the intro, let's use this one for the melody. So I'm going to just arm to record and play it. And then quantize it. Make sure everything came out okay. Sounds good. I'm going to go ahead and copy this really quick into a few more patterns, just in case we want to have it. All right, back to pattern 2. Let's get a bass going here. That's pretty good. There's nothing too crazy in the bass part. I'm gonna bring up the attack a little so it's not so harsh in the beginning. The bass part is just D, F, B flat, C, A, D. First we're gonna need to make this 4 measures long. And then let's go ahead and put the key step here on track 5, which is the bass track. Arm it to record. Let's play. Down to B flat, up to C, and A. Awesome. Let's go ahead and get the melody in there. We're going to go to the lead track, and I want bells. I definitely want bells. Let's go to the lead track, which is 6. Oh, man. What a good song. We're going to play it down here. So we're going to set it to 4 measures long. Let's go ahead and arm it to record, and let's play. Awesome. Let's go ahead and quantize that just to be safe. And let's go back to the chord track. And we are going to play this exact same melody, just with the sound that we used for the intro. We might change it a little bit depending, but I kind of like it right there. Be sure to set this to 4 measures. And let's arm it and let's play. Awesome. Let's go to the arpeggio track here, and let's go ahead and go to page 3 of the parameters and set this to off. So I set the arpeggio track to off. I'm just going to see what it sounds like when I just play something, just something like that, the chords. I kind of like it. I kind of like that a lot. I think that might be our melody. Let's listen to our first 2 patterns together here. You know, I kind of want some bass in the intro, actually. I kind of want like an A coming in and swelling up. So let's go ahead and put that in there. We're going to make it 2 measures long. Let's record. There we go. Now let's listen. That's pretty good. I'm really digging this. Awesome. So now what we are going to do is, in pattern 2, since in pattern 3, we already have our drum part, we're going to go back to pattern 2. We are going to take our bass part, we are going to hold project, hit shift twice, copy the parameters of the bass track over. Then we're going to go to the lead track, do the same thing. The arpeggio track, same thing. The chord track, same thing. So now when we go to pattern 3, all of the tracks will have the same parameters as before. So we're going to get the bass going here, which is basically the same thing. So let's go ahead and set it to 2 measures long, or 4 measures long actually. Let's record. Awesome. Let's get the chord, or the lead track actually, which is our bells, or our mallets. Really quick, let's set it to 4 measures. Now we'll go for it. Awesome. Let's go back to the chord track now, which is number 8 on here. And let's set it to 4 measures. Let's record. Quantize it. Let's quantize the bells too on the lead track. Cool. All right, so now we'll go to the arpeggio track, and we will get ready to play it there. I'm going to play it on the key step this time instead of stupidly on the other one, or down here on these keys. Let's go. Went for diminished right there at the end instead, because I thought it would sound cooler, and I think it did. Especially because that's leading into the end of the song. So cool, we have our second part of the melody done. So let's go ahead now and copy the bass track again, the parameters by pressing shift twice into slot 4, going to the lead track, doing the same thing, going to the arpeggio track, doing the same thing, and the chord track, and doing the same thing. So now let's go to pattern 4. Okay, we are nearing the end here in pattern 4. Let's go to the bass track here. So this one is going to be a little bit different of a pattern length, I believe, because we have kind of an interesting, like a 6-measure phrase here. Basically, the chord progression goes twice as fast, but there's an extra 2 measures, I think. So let's go ahead and set this to 4 and just see where we wind up. So that's the end of it right there. So what we have to do now is we have to hold shift and track, and then we are going to select the last note of our measure. The last step is going to be right there. So now we can record it, and it will be proper. So let's go ahead and arm it for record, and let's go. There we go. 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 1. So it's five counts of 4 basically in there. Cool. Let's get the melody in there, and this should make a little more sense. Lead track, right? Yeah, lead track is melody, which is number 6. So just like we did with the bass track, we're going to make it 4 measures long and then end it right there. So let's go. Cool. Now let's get the chord track in there, which is number 8, which again, 4 measures long. End it right there. There we go. Quantize it. Let's quantize the lead track again too. And now let's get the arpeggio track in there, number 7 on here. 4 measures long, end it right there. I'm going to play this a little differently. I think we're going to go kind of once again create that A7 in there. Let's go for it. Awesome. I really like the arpeggio track doing that because I feel like it really adds a nice sense of rhythm. So let's chain all 4 of these together now and have a listen. We're going to go back to the bass track and we are going to quantize that actually so that comes in the right spot. And you know, we're going to step record the volume too. There we go. All I did there was hold record and turn up the volume as it played. So it recorded that as a parameter change. So let's now chain the first 4 patterns. Here we go. Such a cool sound. Cool, and we'll put the ending in there. And you know what I kind of want to do actually is go into the melody and take out the bells, take out the lead track. And see how that works. Let's chain those 4 now. It does need a little something extra. Let's add something in the lead track real quick. Let's see here. I kind of like that sound, actually. This is going to be a longer video, sorry. Could do some fun with the pitch bend in there. Why not? Let's record this. And let's bring the volume on that down. Maybe a little less sustain. A little more release. A little more volume. I like that. And then the bells come in here. Yeah, that's good. Cool. So now it's time to bring it all together and end it. So for that, we are still going to go pattern 4. We are going to go to track to our bass track, hold project, copy it twice, that way, or hit shift twice. That way we copy the parameters. Same thing with the lead track, copy it there. Same thing with the arpeggio track, copy it there. Same thing with the chord track, copy it there. Now we're going to go in and we are going to change the drums. And that's because this is the end of the song. So we are just going to put everything on beat 1. Put a crash. There we go. Actually, I kind of like that sound more. Kind of weirder, which is the whole point of this show. So let's go now into our bass track here. And I'm just going to hit it right there. Cool. So now we are going to switch to the lead track, and we are going to play the little end melody here. So we're going to go to number 6. Which is just that right there. So let's play that. Let's get a metronome right here, actually. We're probably going to need one. Here we go. Cool. And then we can just put an empty pattern right after that. Let's go ahead and quantize that. So I think that actually might do it. Let's go ahead and chain patterns 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and then a whole bunch of the last pattern. And we will go ahead and see what it sounds like. So here we go. Hopefully the theme to Gravity Falls on the Teenage Engineering OPZ. I think that's pretty good. I think for 20 minutes or so, however long this took, I don't know. I think we did okay. I think that's pretty neat, and sounds pretty convincing. I really enjoyed making that. So hopefully you guys also enjoyed me making that. If you did, go ahead and leave a like on the video. If not, of course, you can leave a dislike on the video. That's okay too. Doesn't hurt my feelings. Just makes me try that much harder next time. Either way, be sure to hit that subscribe button, ring the notification bell. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.